Hey guys, a little while ago I posted something in a DIY Facebook group for backpacking materials, backpack projects, and I got a lot of questions about backpack fabrics. For those of you who are looking to make your own backpack, I'm hoping this might help you out in your planning processes, trying to figure out what material you may want to use in your project. And as most of you know, a great spot to get materials, such for a project as this, would be at our buddies over at Ripstop by the Roll. So I'm over here on their website, and they make it really easy. So I'm just gonna go to shop, and I'm gonna go by use. And if you go down here to packs, it's really gonna help you filter on the fabrics. Um, Pretty much everything they have in here should be used for a pack. So as a general rule of thumb, I know these numbers right here can look a little intimidating. 300, 210, 70, 420. Um, those numbers are typically related to the denier of the fabric. And the denier, it just means how thick it is, how robust, and how tough it's going to be. Keep in mind that the higher that number is going to be the higher of the actual fabric weight. So in this scenario, this is a 2.2 ounce per square yard hex nylon. That's a 70 denier. That's what this 70 stands for. This 300 Hyper D 300, that is 300 denier. Same with this 210 HDPE grid stop. This fabric is used a ton on backpacks. You'll see it a lot on Mountain Laurel Designs. They use this fabric exclusively. And if you know anything about their packs, they last for a long time. Many people have taken them on multiple through hikes, and they seem to be holding up just fine. Um, there's also a lot of different variations of Dyneema, and again, the higher the number of Dyneema, the tougher your fabric is going to be, and the stronger your project is going to be, but you're also going to be having a heavier backpack. I typically don't use Dyneema in my backpacks because, as you can see, that's $22 for a half yard. Um, Typically takes about a yard ish of fabric to make a pack. So you're spending $44 on fabric alone. Um, it's not really what I would like to do, especially when you look at something like an X-Pack alternative that is almost just as tough, and it's looking at about $17, no, $19 for an entire yard, and that's all you need. So another great resource for backpacking materials, and this is just to like reference, um, it's just a good reference for explaining what the fabrics are and how they differ, is Atom Packs. They have a section of this on their website. They use a lot of X-Pack and Cordura. They also offer some Dyneema options as well. But here on their website, you're going to see the most popular X-Pack options, and that's going to start with X-Pack VX07. That's going to be the lightest weight fabric that also offers a decent amount of durability. This is going to be a 70 denier double ripstop nylon, and it is 4.8 ounces per square yard. Um, it's supposedly a really good fabric. I have not used VX07. I have used VX21, and it's 3 times as thick, so it's really durable. A lot of people use this fabric as well. Obviously, Atom Packs is using all of these, so you know these fabrics have to be pretty good. Um, so the main difference between VX07 and 21 is going to be one, the weight, the durability, and the stiffness of the fabric. Meaning that X-Pack VX21 is going to be the heavier, burlier, more durable, and a little bit more stiff fabric. Here's our Dyneema options. 2.92, which is what we just saw, was $22 for a half yard. You also have 5 ounce, which is really, really hard to find from a DIY enthusiast perspective. It's just not a very common fabric that's offered. I'm not even sure Ripstop offers it. They might, but it's probably sold out. Um, Other fabrics that you might entertain using, 210 denier light skin 21. I have not messed with this. There's a little bit of controversy out there. I know, who was it? Superstition Packs. I forget the owner of that company, but he produced a couple packs with light skin. I think it was '07, and they had a little bit of durability issues. I'm sure that's why they're only offering 210 denier light skin. And again, here we are back at 210 um, Dyneema grid stop. This is the same fabric as this. So this is $13 a half yard. But this material is, as you can see, they state it's not as stiff as a VX fabric. It does not have a face fabric, so essentially it's just like the backing that you would find on other fabrics. Not, I mean, it's very, very durable and it's a great fabric. It's not completely waterproof, it's water resistant, meaning um, if it rains, like a quick rain, you'll probably be fine, but if it's going to be raining for multiple hours, stuff inside your bag is going to get wet. Unlike these Dyneema and X-Pack options, these are very, very water resistant. The only way water will get through this fabric is through the seams of which it is sewn together. And they use 500 denier nylon for the back of the pack. It's not something I use, but it's not to say that it's not a good fabric for that sort of purpose. And when you're making a pack, it's your first pack, do not, please, please, please do not go out and just buy, top of the line materials. Do not go out and buy, Dyneema and the super expensive X Pack. If I were you on your first backpack, accept that you're gonna mess up. You're gonna sew something together wrong, and it's not gonna turn out as well as you had hoped it would. But that's not to say that you shouldn't try. So what I would recommend you do, I'm gonna find a good fabric that you can start with. You could use something like this. I use this material for the side pockets on my backpacks. It's 420 denier. It's super durable. It's relatively affordable. And it's a great material to sew and learn on. Um, that's putting it at almost $10 a yard. So for almost $10, you can have all the material you need for one backpack. On my next order, I'm probably going to buy a couple yards of this. It's a great material. I love it. If you wanted to go even cheaper, you can make an entire pack out of Hyper D 300. It's also a good fabric. Hey, look, they even have seconds quality right here. So get yourself an even better deal. But I think for fabrics of the actual pack, I've covered a decent amount of what you might need to know. Again, the lower the number, the lower the durability and the lower the weight. The higher the number, the higher the denier, the higher the durability, the weight, in some cases the stiffness because of the face of the fabric. Okay, now we can start to just talk about, we could talk about the straps. If you're going to be making straps on your backpack, you're going to want to have the spacer mesh. It's optional. You don't have to. You could do double-sided hard-faced fabric. I like using the spacer mesh on the piece of the strap that goes up against your chest. One, because it's comfy, and two, it provides a little bit of airflow to that area. So if the strap gets a little bit sweaty, Might be able to get some air in there with that cushiony spacer mesh. And for the front mesh, I have not found a good option on Ripstop's website for like the front pocket. I go to a website uh, called Quest Outfitters, and their website's super old school. It's kind of hard to maneuver, um, but you just hit fabrics and go to Lycra mesh, and I think I got this option. It's $11 a yard, but it's pretty good stuff. It's not super durable, but it's durable enough. If you wanted to get something even more durable, you could get Duraweave. This stuff is super good. I will probably be purchasing some of this on my next backpack. And another good option I'm forgetting to tell you guys about is on Reddit, of course. Lots of good things over there. So I'm going to drop down on my menu here and check out the Make Your Own Gear web subreddit. This is a great place to go. You can learn a lot just by reading people's posts, learn a lot about sewing machines, fabric, how to make things. The list goes on and on. But I am going to go to the wiki, and you'll have all this table of contents. Glossary tells you about all kinds of fabrics, X-Pac, Tyvek, Spandura, sources, where to get fabrics. Um, you got all these places for materials, and it breaks it out by country. These guys are pretty cool. I don't know if you've heard of them, but Europe, United Kingdom, and then lots of options for your first project. Lots of recommendations on what you should make, just to really get the creative juices flowing. Fabric types. Let's go back. Okay, so fabric types, Dyneema composite fabric, DCF. It just gives you a quick rundown of everything. X-Pac is what I usually use in my backpacks. It's a laminate fabric. Um, this is a great place to go and learn. I'm going to link all of these websites in the description, so it'll help you guys have one solid resource. But as long as you're going here and if you're going the Ripstop, they make it pretty easy to not mess up. And you go shop by type, or no, my bad. You go to shop by use and packs. And if it's your first pack, you should probably hit this sort low to high and settle on one of these options for your first pack and just chalk it up as a learning experience. That's not to say you might not knock this out of the park and say, hey, Nick, I wish I would have made it with X-Pac, but you're going to want to make a new pack anyways because this hobby is an addiction. But yeah, that's a quick rundown on all the fabrics. I'm sure I've left something out. If you have any questions on the fabrics, leave a comment below. I'll try to get back with you. Um, yeah, thanks, and thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.